Good morning. Welcome to the Community Review on Hot 92.3. I'm Josefa Salinas, your host. We are celebrating profiles in life and success. It's Women's History Month. We have been profiling amazing women all month long, and I have a pair of amazing women with me this morning. They call themselves the Wise Latina Society. You can find them online at wiselatinaSociety.com. And with me on the phone today, Susana and Nancy's in studio. Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Good morning.
It is, I love your emails. I love all the information that you give in here. It is so amazing. And you have an event coming up on March 19th, the Wise Latina Life Coaching
Right.
101.
That's right. It's 101, so you're going to find out everything that you need to know or you've ever wanted to know about life coaching. I mean, we know in the last couple of years, you hear about life coaching everywhere. So here we are as Wise Latinas finding out and giving out information from expert Latinas about what life coaching is.
So let's talk a little bit about the Wise Latina Society, how you and Nancy got together and decided to be the Wise Latinas.
Well, the Wise Latina Society actually started with those wonderful words spoken by Sonia Sotomayor, Wise Latina. And this was when she was nominated to be a Supreme Court Justice, which is the biggest deal that I think ever happened to a Latina in my life, to be nominated to be on the Supreme Court. And she said this wonderful quote that got a lot of publicity and a lot of spotlight was on it. And the quote is, "I would hope that a wise Latina woman with the richness of her experiences would more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male who hasn't lived that life." And I heard it, Azucena heard it, and I said, wow, Wise Latina. For so often, Latinas are the hot Latina, the sexy Latina, the cuchifrita Latina, and yeah, we are all that. But
we're proud to be all of that.
And we're proud to be all that. We love being all that. But we are wise. Our grandmothers are wise. Our mothers are wise. We are wise. Our girlfriends are wise. And we hadn't heard those two words put together in a sentence. And I loved them so much, as did women and Latinas around the country. It started to be a big deal. There were a lot of wise Latinas doing and talking and saying. And we wanted to create something, Azucena and I, that would be for us here in Los Angeles, for women
and
here
lasting.
in Los Angeles.
That was probably
right.
The primary reason we wanted to start this movement, and we do consider it a movement, the Wise Latina Society movement, because we want to keep those words alive, Wise Latina. We want that to be the new stereotype for Latinas, Wise Latinas. So we've been on this journey of this movement for the past, or as soon as, actually even before she was actually confirmed,
named,
we just said, we're going to do this. And that was really Nancy's brainstorm, and we said, absolutely, that's what we're going to do.
Keep
so it's a lecture
those
series.
words in our public vernacular, so that they don't go away. Wise Latina, because sexy Latina and hot Latina are always going to be there, so now Wise Latina will be there. And we thought, what could we do as just two women here in Los Angeles? What can we do for our community? And we thought a quarterly meeting. It's every 3 months we hold a meeting and invite all the Latinas that we know. Now we have a really good mailing list, of course. And we bring in a Latina expert on, or Latina experts in the field. The first one we did was really quite wonderful. It was on love and relationship and sex. The Wise Latina.
Sex, Love, and the Wise Latina.
Yeah. What do we need to know?
That was a good one.
It was wonderful with Dr. Ana Nogales, who had written a book about Latinas and relationships and sex. And it's an important subject in our life that we needed to know. And the meeting, it's about 30, 35 women, and we get to be ourselves and ask questions of each other and share information. And it's just beautiful. And what were the others, Azucena?
Well, one of the things is that we've covered all of the topics that people say you don't talk about, right? Sex.
Yeah, that's right.
Sex, politics, religion. And we've done all of those, but in a Wise Latino way. The one that we did, promoting peace through understanding and knowledge. So we brought together people of different faiths. Because if we want to achieve peace, we thought we need to get to know each other and understand each other. So everything from a Latina who is follows Islam, to a Latina that's in New Thought. So we really just wanted to bring something that was different, and we brought them together. Then we talked about the November elections. So it was Wise Latinas and the November elections, and we even had the 41st Treasurer of the United States, Rosario Marin. So we have been able to draw really some magnificent women.
And because our community is so varied, we invite a Latina Republican, a Latina from the Green Party, a Latina from the Democratic Party, a Latina Muslim, a Latina who practices Judaism. From the Tea Party.
Right.
We had a Latina from the Tea Party, and some people criticized us on that. And I said, why would you not want to talk to somebody from the Tea Party and find out what they really believe and what they really feel? And they were wonderful women. We had such an interesting conversation with them. They didn't have horns coming out of their head. If you would think that, I don't know what people think, but they didn't. They were intelligent. They were articulate. They told us why they felt that was the way for them to go. And, great. It was wonderful to have them in our company.
And so now we're starting with the one for this year. And that's in March 19th, as you said. We always meet at the Latino Museum of History and Art, which is a marvelous space.
So
it is just so peaceful and inviting, and it's right in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, right there at 514 Spring Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That houses the Latino theater group, too, and it's a beautiful space, and there's always a fantastic exhibit. Jaime Cruz is the curator, and when we're gonna be there this month, the title is Vírgenes. Is that it? Good.
Right.
Yeah, Vírgenes, and it's just beautiful artwork, a beautiful spot. And we're there. It's free. It's open to Latinas only, or women only. Anyone who's a woman. A couple of guys have sent in their RSVPs, and we politely tell them it's girls.
It's girls only.
Girls only.
Right.
And they completely understand, which is good.
So tell me, when you went to the first meeting and after you had your first quarterly event, and you went home and you sat there and you thought to yourselves, "Wow, we did it."
Yeah.
How did that feel?
That was great. We said, woo, woo, woo. We were just so happy, and it's a wonderful contribution to be able to make. And it's something that we can handle just as two women. And we get a volunteer. I have a little sister, Valeria Nava, who comes and helps us. And, it's bringing people together. And it feels wonderful. And it's also so valuable to us to get the information ourselves. I love it.
Absolutely. It's stuff that we want to know about, too. So we are learning in the process. And it's very rewarding because you see the hunger in the women. They just dig it. They love it. Yeah. They all embrace it. I'm a Wise Latina, so they want to be there. And so it's been really, we have a lot of Latina organizations, and we embrace them, right, and we promote them, and we want everybody to be involved. This one is a little more laid back. It's a lecture series. It's not we do want them to belong. It's free to join, but it's really more of a lecture series where we impart knowledge and information, and we want everybody to take advantage of it.
And Josefa, how many times do you watch? Do we all watch television? CNN, MSNBC, whatever news program it is. And you think you were not able to find a Latina expert in whatever field you're talking about, right, whatever field you're talking about, finance, religion, peace, whatever. You couldn't pick up the darn phone and find a Latina to be one of those people being interviewed. It's just, it makes steam come out of my ears. Right. It really does, because it is so easy to find a Latina expert in any field. Isn't that right, Azucena? We
Absolutely.
Have been able to find them, and it doesn't take a lot of work.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we are there. We are experts. We are educated. We are articulate. Why can't they be on any other news program that exists? So this is our way of doing it. I hope that it can elevate us as Latinas, because we are Wise Latinas. We have an opinion. We know things that we can share with everyone, not just our own community.
Well, we are here in LA. We have been invited, and we are going to represent the Wise Latinas. We're going to Connecticut for a Latina symposium, yes, and we are creating the Wise Latina Society there at their symposium. So we're doing the life coaching one at a symposium for Latinas in Connecticut.
Right.
Very nice.
Because we should be national.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love that. So
Well, I would like to invite both of you. I put on a conference for young women in the summer. It's called How to Be a Girl. And I would love to invite both of you to come and talk to our young women about being a girl and about being a wise Latina. It's great to start when you're in like middle school and high school.
we would love
that is
to
where
be
it
there.
starts.
And I want you to know one of the things that we also love doing is that we're planning on writing a book called 100 Ways You Know That You're a Wise Latina. Now, some of the ways are if in your pantry drawer you have both silky thongs and sensible cotton undies, you are a wise Latina.
I have both because I work
Okay.
out in these sensible cotton undies, okay?
You're a wise Latina if you keep your girlfriend friendships after you marry, which I think is so important.
Yes, it is.
Keep those girlfriend friendships going. That makes you a wise Latina. And I think you are also a wise Latina if you have music both by U2 and by Maná.
Well, I'm batting 3 so
All right,
far.
she's a wise Latina, Susana.
One that's close to my heart, of course, is you can play a round of golf with your top client and afterwards have a beer with the Latino greenskeeper.
Right.
There you go.
are a wise
Wise
Latina if you do
Latina.
that.
Definitely, and a smart one too.
And a smart one, definitely. And since you are a wise Latina, I want to give this to you right now.
Oh,
I'm handing her
yes.
a beautiful T-shirt that says, I am a
wise Latina.
Right. Wear it in
Yes.
good health.
Oh, I will. This
Yeah.
is going to the gym with me tomorrow.
And those shirts are, of course, available on our website. We do sell them, and Susana always wants to, slap me upside the head when I said it's nonprofit because it is really. I mean, we just want
It
this.
is a labor of love. It
a
has
labor
been
of
a
love.
labor
Right.
But
of
she
love.
keeps telling me, you know what? It could be profit. It could be profit.
well,
And I-
nonprofits make money.
And I said, okay.
Nonprofit doesn't mean you don't make money because nonprofits have to make money in order to survive.
Yes, and that's what we do. So we sell our T-shirts. We also have one beautiful gift that I love so much on our website. It's a mirror. A desk mirror that says on it "Wise Latina." So anytime you look at yourself to check your lipstick, you can be reminded that you are
Right.
a wise Latina.
Now, why do you think
So
that
those
is that?
are all at wiselatinas.com.
Right.
Very good. Why do you think that is that I work with young women all the time.
Right.
And I really, really see this tremendous lack of self-esteem. Where did we go wrong? Where have we dropped the ball and how do we pick it up again?
Whoa, that is a heavy question. I think that we pick it up when we see role models. You're a perfect role model, Josefa. You are so generous with your time and you give of yourself to be at the conferences where young Latinas are. I think that in the United States, the problem was we didn't see ourselves.
Right.
We didn't see
Right.
ourselves on television, in any of the major... We may have been there in some of the places, but we weren't featured. We weren't highlighted. And now, thank goodness, in the 21st century, we see more of ourselves. And if we promote ourselves so that we can be visible, I think that will go a long way in helping us understand that we are everywhere. We're just as good as anybody else, and we belong here just like everybody else. But that's just one piece of it.
But I think you hit it on the head there, Azucena. I really do. I think for me, growing up as a Mexican-American girl in Chicago, there was no one around that looked like me, that I could see in anything that, I thought, well, Natalie Wood. I remember going to the movies and saying, well, Natalie Wood, maybe, and then finding out, well, she's not Latina. But really searching for someone that we could look up to. Not that we didn't look up to our tias and our moms. Of course we did, but they were being mostly housewives at that point. So there was no one who would say, try this or try that. And I think in everything that I've managed to do in my life has been because of a Latina or a Latino, a professor, a teacher that pointed out you can do something else, to take care of ourselves. And I think we need to do that as a community. And what you're doing is absolutely beautiful, but the media too.
Right. Oh, definitely.
It's not there. The images are not there, which are so important to anyone looking and saying, yes, I can do that. I interviewed Jimmy Smits, the wonderful actor, once and said, how did you do it? And it was exactly that, a teacher who took his class to the theater, and he saw Raul Julia, Puerto Rican actor, up on stage doing something wonderful. And he said, that's when it clicked that I could do it. We need to see ourselves.
Right.
Just like the cavemen put their little
pictures on the wall. They're hieroglyphics.
I was here. We need to have that. We don't. We have it now, and I'm glad we have it. And I think because of the internet, we have it even more. But at the same time, I don't want to diss anybody. At the same time, our young actresses really they don't realize, and I really hope that they do realize that they need to be these role models. Maybe not positive all the time, but just let our young girls be able to look up at you.
Well, I mean, you just have to take a certain sense of responsibility, and that's one of my passionate lectures that I like to give, is that, when you are afforded the opportunity to be a celebrity of sorts, whether it's, a small celebrity from the radio or a huge actress, that comes with a responsibility whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that you have to be, Miss Goody Two-Shoes and everything, but for heaven's sakes, have some responsibility about how you act in public.
And then we go back to what I was just saying about the media, the news media, CNN and NBC, all of them, ABC, all of them should be looking for Latinas, for women, for Black women, and any woman of color to be considered to be an expert in that field that can be interviewed.
Well, just imagine what a whole generation would have grown up thinking and being if they had known that Raquel Welch and Wonder Woman were Latinas.
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Oh, my God. That would have been transformative.
If I had known that she was God. I mean, I wanted to be Wonder Woman anyway.
Yeah.
But you would have had something to be so proud of, and just like, oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
And it's just, it's frustrating because a lot of that still goes on.
And they were told, I produced a documentary called The Bronze Screen, which is 100 years of the Latino image in Hollywood cinema. And it had the honor of interviewing Raquel Welch. And it's Raquel Tejeda. That's her. She's actually from Chicago. I had no idea.
Hey, Chicago is.
Never knew.
Yeah, there's a lot of Latinos in the Midwest. I was from Michigan.
Yeah.
There we were, right there in the Midwest.
But she's from my hometown, and I didn't know. I was not able to have her as a role model. And she explained how during that time when she was, working on her career, how it was said, no, you cannot be Raquel Tejeda. You cannot be. It wasn't her choice.
Right.
It was her team, that said you have to change your name.
Oh, sure. I can imagine.
Thank goodness it's a different day. And one of the things that our Latinas today can do is work through the fear. I know that you've done it, Josefa. You're a good role model. Nancy, we can work through that fear and just put it aside and move on. And that is what our lecture is about on March 19th with life coaching.
So if you need a little help, we're going to have 3 wonderful life coaches that'll tell us what we can do. It would be so great for all of us to have a life coach. I think we kind of do with our girlfriends. Izzy, who are going to be our life coaches for that?
Well, we have Deborah Darras, who has a company called Synergy Unlimited, and she's been doing it for a long time. Also, Cynthia Gambin Calderon with Energy Creative Enterprises, and she does a really neat thing on YouTube, and she puts out kind of life coaching videos on the YouTube. And also one that's close to my heart, those 2 are talking about individual life coaching. Then there's something else where it's group coaching. And I myself have gone through something called Landmark Education, where millions of people throughout the world have done it, and it's in almost every language. And we have a representative from that organization called Rosana Torres Prado. And so we're going to have all the different approaches so that we can learn about it and dare to do something, dare to step up and dare to transform our lives and be better.
Woo-woo.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for coming in today.
You.
Mi casa es su casa. My mic is your mic. My airwaves are your airwaves.
Well, then I'm going to sing a
Anytime.
song.
We'll be back then.
Yes, definitely. You have to come back. And oddly enough, by pure coincidence, Deborah Darras is coming up next.
Oh, my goodness.
Awesome.
How wonderful. We love her. Thank you, Josefa.
You're welcome. What an amazing month this has been. It's Women's History Month. We are celebrating women all month long, but I celebrate them all year. You know that. Coming up next, Deborah Darras. You're going to find her at this Wise Latinas event, but you're going to hear her next on the Community Review, Hot 92.3. Stay close.